Welcome back to the nightly recap. We will go through celebrities and trials, the American fall of the government and world news that I get, but I don't get a lot of it because I'm in America and they censor everything. Dr. Leslie, this is our nightly recap. So, what is striking me right now is that Candace Owens is having a total crash out on social media. I cannot believe that she literally said in her book club that someone recorded, because everyone in her book club actually really hates her, that the president was responsible for ending the life of Charlie Kirk. She genuinely said that. It's not AI, it is a recording. People in her book club sent it to me. She genuinely said that. I don't know how she is not being charged with actual legal things. I mean, she is being sued by the president of France and she is banned from Australia for the rest of her life. Now, why does she have a following? Why do people not recognize that this woman is a dangerous person to follow? She also said that she knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that Charlie Kirk was divorcing his wife 2 days prior to when he passed away. And how did she know this? She had a dream about it. And that dream is her evidence and her fact. Now, maybe that will give you a little inside scoop into when she says, "These are my sources, but I'm not going to tell you who." Okay, so maybe your sources are literally your dreams. What the living fuck? Okay, so Trump might be crashing out too. I don't know if this guy is taking Ambien at night and posting weird shit at 2 a.m., but he doesn't seem to know when he was president the last time. He's starting to confuse the years. Maybe it's not him. Maybe it's Stephen Chung, because I know he runs a lot of shit for Trump and social media, especially when he wants to attack people. So maybe that's him. But those are two things that I'm just like, what the fuck is going on in America? Anyways, let's focus on how you were probably manipulated today, how I definitely was manipulated, and how we should just see through that and try and ground ourselves in reality, because nobody wants us to be in reality. Today just felt like a tug of war with what is fucking reality. Okay. I'm getting ready for quite a big trial. I have several trials coming up, and I can't wait to tell you guys about them once they are over. But they are going to start with depositions, and then we'll move into trials. And they are public trials, so I can let you know when that happens. And if anyone wants to attend, they actually can. They're all over the country. But for this trial, I spent the day reading depositions, reading court records, reading medical notes that are just incompetent and horrible. And that's what I always find, is that basically, providers hate writing notes and they really do them quite thin. And we really buffer them at the beginning of our careers. But as we go on in our careers, people do not do solid notes. They do not write anything solid. There's a significant rate of burnout with writing all the shit down. You don't want to spend an hour doing therapy with somebody and then spend an hour writing details of it. And then you don't want to be subpoenaed over the note you wrote and then be accountable for it. So less is more, but it harms people too. Anyways, I have to figure out a lot of stuff because of all of these crappy notes. But I spent 10 hours today staring at a computer. I had my nanny take the kids out, and that's just how it goes, because sometimes when it rains, it pours, but it will also pour money after I do this. And we will also have our day in court, because now I have figured out who is right and who is wrong, and who was abusive and who was not. So, in celebrity news, I'm sure everybody really wants to hear this, but Katy Perry, the astronaut, she turned 41 today. I'm 42 and I've never been to space. Doesn't seem fair. Kid Rock was on some interview on Fox, the entertainment channel, and he used the word retarded. He basically put a mask on about Halloween. He couldn't wait to do his little joke. He couldn't wait to do it. He did it too soon, because he probably is that. He did it too soon, so it didn't really make sense. And it probably didn't land the way he wanted. And I think the host was like, "Oh, that was bad. You really shouldn't have done that. That wasn't funny at all." Kid Rock found it really funny. So basically, anyone who wanted to wear a protective face mask during COVID, what he was implying, COVID that killed 7 million people across the world, he said was retarded. He used the word retarded. We don't use that word anymore. It's a horrible word. We use it a little bit in IQ testing, because We haven't updated our IQ testing. So you can be in the borderline range of retardation. But to say it in a way that's criticizing and harming people is utterly disgusting and horrible. And it makes me think that maybe he isn't that bright. So, Kid Rock, if this ever gets around to you, I will happily give you an IQ test. I welcome you to take an IQ test, a personality test, a malingering test. That's what we call lying. I'd also love it if you could take a psychopathy test, a Rorschach. We could give you everything. I'll do it for free. I'll write the report for free. It would probably be like 100 pages, 150 pages. We could publish it to the world. But because you seem so confident in who you are, why hide? Kid Rock, hit me up. Let's do it. Let's do a full psychological assessment, maybe even a neuropsychological assessment. We can bring Dr. Amons in. We can do brain scanning. Let's do it. Let's show the world the MAGA supporter who wants to perform next to the halftime show because a non American who you think is non American, Puerto Rican, Bad Bunny is performing. What is happening? What is happening? Okay, other celebrity news. There's not much going on, but George Clooney made a joke about the Louvre robbery, kind of winking at it, which I thought was funny because he's an actor who did the same thing, but like was acting. Not like Alec Baldwin, like who did it for real, Okay. Anyways, so not much happening in court because it's Saturday, but so much is happening in the US government. Even though they're shut down, no one's getting paid and no one's getting food. But, anyways, all this shit keeps happening. So, let's look at Oregon. So, Trump was going to send the National Guard into Oregon, and then it was stopped by a judge, but then it was reversed by a judge. So now Trump doesn't get to win and doesn't get to send the National Guard in because he lied about troop numbers. Shocker, he lied about numbers. I'm sure he lies about a lot of numbers, including sizes. Anyways, the courts are flagging government misstatements. A lot of people that Trump put into these positions are actually standing up to him because they're realizing that he lied. He lied. He is probably not really authentic or transparent. And he probably has, I don't know, a self serving motive, like maybe to build a bunker. Okay, we'll get to that. Trump is making fun of Mike Johnson now, which is interesting because Mike Johnson has basically ruined his life and career and face forever in order to stand up for Trump. He's closing down the government. He looks like a monster. I'm sure people want to end his life because he doesn't want to vote in the Arizona representative because she's going to vote yes on releasing the Epstein information. And he's doing this all because Trump is in the Epstein files. Gosh, if you guys could see my DMs, who knows what's real and what's not. But basically, my DMs are full of people saying that Trump is in the Epstein files. They are full of people saying that Katie Johnson, that it was all very real, that he harmed someone at the age of 13. They are also saying that tons of Democrats are in the Epstein files, and that's why it didn't come out during the last administration, but also that high ranking officials like the Israeli former prime minister, Prince Andrew, we already knew that they're in it, and that musicians and billionaires are in it. And so, what's AI? What's true? Who are these accounts? What are these DMs? I don't know. I'm not like gonna spread, well, I guess I am spreading misinformation if it's not true, but actually hundreds of people have sent me similar messages. So I'm kind of thinking that the reason this didn't come out in the last term is because so many Democrats are actually on that list, but it's not coming out now because Trump is. So Mike Johnson, you just look like an asshole, really. You're standing on the wrong side of justice. And as Trump said on Air Force One, he's not going to heaven. And if there is a heaven, you're not going either. So basically, like, you could choose to do something nice. You send everyone home. So now the government isn't even going to come back until November 3rd. And we may have the longest shutdown in history because you guys want to hide things and dig your heels in. I don't understand why a bunch of grown men and women can't sit down and just fucking talk about healthcare and money. If it isn't about that, I could understand it. So maybe it really isn't about that. But the digging of the heels and harming American citizens, we're to the point where you actually are harming people. You actually are harming people that rely, 1 in 8 Americans rely on these food stamps. And next week they will be gone. Like Saturday, I think. They will be gone. This isn't a joke anymore. Newsom is calling in the National Guard just to feed people in California. And these talking bobbleheads like Caroline Levitt, a 27-year-old complete bimbo, money-hungry ass who doesn't ever have to worry about food stamps, is up there placing blame on random people. I would like to see you, Caroline Levitt. I would love to see you go for a walk on Skid Row and meet the people who live on food stamps and maybe ask them, well, just tell them your talking points and see what they say. See what they say when you don't look like them, care about them, and when they can tell you don't feel safe, when you're not hiding out in your royal area with your rich father, husband, whatever. That's just another reason why this is all disgusting. And Trump just said we're just going to straight up kill people from Venezuela or the cartels, which I don't really know is legal. So again, people are around the world questioning his mental health. I'm not diagnosing him. I'm not saying anything that anyone else is not saying, but a lot of people are saying it and thinking, what the hell's going on? Is this planned chaos or is this age related mental health decline? I don't know. It's only been 10 months since he came into office, right? I don't even know. It feels like it's been 25 fucking years. Yeah, even Trump couldn't remember like the last time he was in office if he was the one who actually posted Truth Social. But then also he DM'd Pam Bondi, but he didn't DM her. He posted it. So we know that he's going against his political opponents and he's hiring attorneys to do so. Attorneys who look like little girls who are just sucking up to him and want their 15 minutes of fame. I don't understand why these people don't realize that this is not their lifelong job, that they're fucking their reputations for the rest of their lives. Can we have some forward thinking? That's a part of intellect too, you know? Oh, and Trump is like going to war with Canada again because they're playing, I don't know, a video with Ronald Reagan that he doesn't like. And they're going to stop playing it on Monday. They agreed, but they're going to play it first through the two first games of the World Series because, you know, it's Toronto and Dodgers. I don't know who I'm going to root for because born in Toronto, but I love the Dodgers and I'm out here, so we will see. But then also, is that ad propaganda? One thing that you are heavily manipulated by is that you will see something like a right wing commercial. Like if you go on Fox News and they say, you don't need to eat real fruit. You can just take vitamins. And that's as good as having like real fruit. That is a commercial that is made purposefully for people in areas like rural Illinois who don't have like really good fruit during the winter, right? That is also a commercial that is highly funded by Democrats to make Republicans seem more ridiculous and severe. So the manipulation is that you don't really know who is behind the commercials. They may be trying to make the other party look worse, or they may be pretending to be the other party to make that party look worse. It's so fucking twisted, you guys. But yeah, Canada isn't like bowing down to Trump. So Trump went ahead and threatened to increase tariffs by 10% again. If you go to Canada, and all you Canadians can vouch for this, the shelves are labeled, this is America stuff, this is Canadian stuff, and all the American stuff is just sitting on the shelves. And the Canadians are just buying the Canadian stuff. But now they're actually going to turn to China for some massive things and turn away from America. I don't know. And I don't even know if these tariffs are legal. This is another thing that is coming across the court system. But don't worry, Steve Bannon said that Trump is going to basically, fuck the 22nd Amendment and Trump's going to be in there for the third term. I'm Canadian. I don't even want to know all this shit, but I do. It's shoved down my throat with the media here in California. Yes, so we are running out of food and food benefits, and 42 million Americans are not going to have food. Newsom will bring in the National Guard to cover California. I don't think it's going to happen in Colorado. I think they're going to focus on healthcare. Different states will do different things, and people literally are going hungry in America. Not a third world country. We found out who donated $130 million to Trump's ballroom/bunker, where he's just going to live like bin Laden after he finally gets kicked out of the government. It's Timothy Mellon. So he's kind of a banker. His grandpa was really rich. I don't know that he's done anything worth anything, but he went ahead and threw in that chunk of money to help pay the military. That would be the first time that the military has actually taken private citizen money. This might actually be legal, called the Anti-Deficiency Act. So we will see where that goes. There is so much illegal shit happening that is at such a high level because legalness doesn't usually have to be interpreted above the presidency. So all of this is going to have major fallout later, which makes me think that all of these talking head bobbleheads that are up there with Trump, he knows that they're all going to take the fall for this, and he doesn't care, and they don't fully have the insight to understand that right now because they're getting their 15 minutes of fame. Trump lost some court battle, and I think they may actually start to pay off student loans. I need to look into that. That would be incredible because they've been on pause for like years. So basically, the red thinks they're winning and the blue thinks they're winning. The independent, the middle people just feel like they're bobbleheads getting mind fucked all day. And the world is just basically laughing at all of us. And Trumpeska. Pushka? Wait, correct me. Someone told me that, and I can't remember how it's said now. Whatever. The world's making fun of Trump. I hope everyone realizes that Trump is not America and that every state is so different. Every state is so cool. Every state has so much character. It's just you think about places like Vermont and how unique and special places are, or Orange County, California, and how beautiful they are. And what you are seeing from this presidency and this government is just not reflective of the actual country and the amazingness of Americans, because truly Americans are some of the most amazing people I've ever met in my whole fucking life. As you'll see in big cities like LA or Chicago, when we come together over something, we come together. We don't care about politics, we care about people. With that said, there were two mass shootings in the country. So one was at Howard University. It's a notoriously Black university. I think it's near DC. Incredible university, has turned out absolutely incredible people who have done amazing things in our government. Another mass shooting happened in North Carolina where 13 people were shot. Two were actually killed. We're still waiting on results with the other people. And that was like some party where somebody went at them. I support guns, have my conceal and carry. I train. I like guns. But I also believe in red flag laws, because you shouldn't be able to just get a gun willy-nilly. You shouldn't be able to just get a gun in California by checking a box that you've never been hospitalized with no one being able to check if that's even true. Yes, we have mass shootings in America. Other countries have horrible things too. This is a very highlighted thing because the guns allow for so much more horribleness. But I still truly believe that it's the person doing it and it's not the gun. I know people will say that guns are made to kill people, but it has to be the person operating it to do it. There's a little bit of world news. I would love it if you guys could educate me and explain world news to me, because I can't see it all, but I do think Trump has stopped sucking off Putin a little bit, because he basically said, you need to be nice to Zelensky in Ukraine. And I'm not even going to talk to you. And he called off that meeting. So maybe he's realizing, or somebody on his team is realizing, that he's being heavily manipulated by Putin. And also all the other world leaders are saying he's being manipulated by Putin, because Putin is a master manipulator. Da da da. So, Japan seems to be cool with America. Now that's good, because that is on my bucket list. All I want to do is go to Japan. My friend Rob just went, and he said he had the best time. I haven't gotten details yet, but I'll tell you all about them. But Japan is one of the places I want to go to more than anywhere in the world. So we end today with how we were manipulated. I feel like we were just recruited. The news just wanted to recruit us onto one side or another, and I'm declining. I will not be recruited. I'm not getting drafted right now, and I am just going to stay unsponsored. Nobody's going to give me talking points, and I am just going to stay neutral and watch this play out. I'm scared. I'm scared every day, and every day I tell myself, it can't get worse. It has to get better. The most brilliant American minds need to come together and fix this, because this is utter chaos. And I am happy that the MAGA people are becoming fewer and fewer as they see that he is not what they thought he would be. And maybe we can actually get back to reality, functioning government, consequences for those who are related to Epstein and who have done horrible things. People in power can stop abusing children and manipulating people and abusing their authority. And I'm not going to stop fucking fighting until that happens. Join me on this journey to make America great again without Trump and disgusting men who abuse their authority and abuse their money, and without the billionaires club. We really need to redefine MAGA. I am open to ideas. Send them my way.